Hi, everyone. I'm here with Dr. B, Dr. Berlin. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. And thank you so much for having me.
Amazing. I'm so happy that we're talking tonight. And I hope you guys can see us well enough. My lighting is not very good, but Dr. Berlin is a very, very busy man. So we're sitting here at 8 o'clock at night doing this, and I'm so grateful. Um, so Dr. Elliot Berlin is a very beloved and award-winning prenatal chiropractor, childbirth educator, and labor doula who lives and works in Los Angeles. And that's how I got so lucky to have you be my prenatal chiropractor in both pregnancies with both
Hmm.
Maya and Maxwell. So we go way back.
We sure do.
And we had a pretty special experience actually with my pregnancy with Maxwell. And that's what we're going to talk about today. There are so many things I want to talk to you about, by the way, but we have we're going to narrow it down to one very special thing for tonight, and that is the disappearing art of vaginal breech births. So just real quick before we dive into it, because I think it's better to hear it from you than to hear it from me. What is breech? What does it mean when a baby is breech?
So normally at the end of pregnancy, babies settle into a head down position. About 96 to 97% of them end up in a head down position, which is the safest, easiest way for them to come through vaginally. Babies that are not in that position are either in a breech presentation or transverse. So essentially those two collectively mean something else is head down or nothing, something else is down by the cervix or nothing is down. The baby is just not even close to the cervix. And there are different kinds. They could be with their bottom down and their legs straight up towards their head, like they're doing a pike dive. That one's called Frank breech. They could be bottom down with their legs coming down and sort of like they're doing a cannonball or cross like cannonball into the pool. That's a complete breech. They could have a foot down there, just one foot, which would be a single footling breech. They have both feet down, or they can be just lying across, sideways, and that's transverse.
Right. So what happened when I was pregnant with Maxwell was that I think it was week 33 that we found out that he was breech. And I think he had his little butt down and feet up. And is it true that around week 34, they kind of want them to flip and be head down?
Yeah, I mean, they don't have to flip that early, but most of them do. So if yours hasn't, we start to wonder, why is your baby not flipping yet? Why is your baby not
Right.
putting head down?
Right.
So there's still some time. A lot of doctors start to check at 32, 33 weeks, see where the baby is. And if the baby's not head down yet, that's not really a panicky moment, but it's time to start thinking about the options. Like, are there things that we could do to naturally or medically encourage this baby to get head down before it's too late?
Right. And I think that's what happened with Maxwell because he did not want to turn. So we went to week 34, week 35. He did not flip. And I learned a lot during that time that I had never heard about before and never had to worry about before. Number one was that if he was going to stay breech, that I could not have my home birth with my midwife as I had planned because midwives are not allowed to deliver breech babies
In the state of California.
in the state of California. And I also learned that almost no doctors want to attend a vaginal breech birth at the hospital. So I don't know how much that has changed, but at that time, Maxwell is now 2.5. So this was almost 3 years ago, was that there were only 3 doctors in all of LA that would be willing to attend my birth if I wanted to have a vaginal breech birth at the hospital. Um, and what I felt in that moment was I had had a great pregnancy. I was healthy. My baby was healthy. But all of a sudden, I felt like something was just very, very wrong. that something was wrong with me, something was wrong with baby. Worry started to seep in. And I was just so incredibly blessed to have you, to have my midwife and my doula, Ivy, who you know,
Yes,
who
very
kept
well.
telling me that this is not something wrong. It's just a different normal and that there are things that we can do. But I realized that going from having planned a home birth, I just started to see that I might be just forced to have a C-section. And there was so many thoughts moving around my head, and none of them were positive in the beginning. So luckily, what I found out was that my backup doctor, Dr. Crane, was one of those 3 doctors in all of LA. I actually
into the birth canal is the umbilical cord. And that can be a dangerous complication because the next thing that comes through is the baby. And if the baby compresses the cord, but the cord gets kind of compressed between mom and baby, then that cuts off the baby's supply of everything necessary for life, oxygen and blood. So that's a serious complication, or potentially serious complication. The other one is, what if the whole baby comes through, right? Legs and butt and body, but then the head gets stuck. So you have head entrapment and the head's stuck up inside mom and the baby's trying to breathe. That can also become a serious complication. So we thought, what if we can avoid those by just doing cesarean birth with everybody who has a breech baby? And so this term breech trial, to simplify it, essentially took 2,000 women who had breech babies. They were not head down close to birth, 37 weeks and beyond. That's term is considered 37 weeks. And, half of them were to deliver vaginally and half by cesarean. And to check the immediate outcome, how healthy are the babies after each different type of birth. And the study's conclusion, I believe, said that babies who are breech, born vaginally, did better, small but statistically significant better outcomes than babies who were breech and born vaginally. So based on that study, the United States and Canada, pretty much immediately, made the recommendation that all breech babies be born by planned cesarean, typically at 39 weeks. And we really stopped teaching doctors in training how to do vaginal breech delivery. It's an art form that's a little bit different than delivering babies either by cesarean or head down vaginally. And so some of those skills ever since then have been lost, and you really only have old timers who've been doing it for a long time now,
right,
who were trained that way, and who pretty much, like your doctor, he said when he was a resident, and he's still practicing today, it's still kind of popular. The thing I think is important is if we're doing true informed consent. So if you're a provider that doesn't offer vaginal breech delivery, but there are other providers in town who do, it seems to me that the true scope of informed consent is not to say that your only option is to do a cesarean at 39 weeks or 40 weeks, but that there are other providers in town that offer vaginal breech delivery. Even if you don't recommend it, you could caveat that by saying, but I don't recommend it for X, Y, or Z reason. But a full scope of informed consent means we tell our patients what the choices are. If you go to a general physician and they see you and they treat you and they keep you healthy, but then all of a sudden there's something comes up that's outside their scope that they're not experts in, like a liver thing or a heart thing, then they send you to a specialist. And at this point, the way I see it is that there are doctors in town who are very experienced and comfortable with breech birth, and they're the specialists. So as a general OB/GYN, if a specialty like that comes up, it would be important for them to at least mention that there are other options, even if they don't offer those options themselves, and even if they don't think those options are a great idea, because ultimately it's not really their choice.
right.
It's kind of interesting. Since 3 years ago, when you almost had this problem, the doctor who had, I think he was in his 80s, he had done 500 vaginal breech deliveries and almost 20,000 births altogether. He was delivering grandbabies of babies that he delivered.
Oh my gosh, how cool is that?
On the one hand, it's like super cool, but I'm almost getting to the point where my patients are old enough to start having babies, patients who I delivered, right? Babies who I was part of their birth. And that already is making me feel super old. I can't
Super
imagine
old.
like when their kids start having babies. That's
See that,
crazy.
but still really cool.
Yes, super cool. It blew my mind when he told me that.
Wow.
Um, yeah, and so he did retire, which was sort of devastating because you lost the art. Nobody around him, none of the doctors who were with him for years and years, were intellectually curious enough to want to learn from him and to be taught the art. He was doing enough of them that he could have taught people, and he would have been happy to teach. But there's nobody at the hospital curious enough to learn. Um,
Wow.
and luckily, a few other doctors did pop up here in Los Angeles who have had the skill in the past and either just always did them, but only for their own patients. They never really advertised it. Or maybe stopped doing them for a while, but then started doing them again now that there's a demand for it again. And so there are a few.
And then your own website, informedpregnancy.com, which has so many resources for all sorts of things. And your documentary Heads Up, which I just did so much for me. And then again, I just want to end with saying that, you know, Maxwell flipped, but I feel like that experience was so important for me because I had to let go of so many plans and so many fixed ideas that I had, and just knowing that he was breech and that I just had to surrender to whatever was about to happen. It was such an important experience for me because we did go back to business and we just went to the hospital, and I was open to whatever had to happen, however he wanted to come out, because I had had that practice and experience earlier. So we never know what's going to happen.
You never know. I would
Surrender
say,
is so important.
yeah, just a few final thoughts.
Thank you again so much for your time, Dr.
Thank you,
Brilliant.
Emily. I appreciate you.
Love and miss you.
Bye.
Bye.
Ready, Em? Let's do it.
I love how we always start with a little dance.
Always, right?
You guys are here with me and Happy.
Oh,
He's
that's
being a
so
little
nice.
wild beast on the floor here.
Aw.
Good morning, everyone. I mean,
Good morning,
day,
Em.
good evening. Hi, Satya.
We're doing it.
It's a big day for us today.
It is a big day, and I need to sit down because I've set my camera up to show the box, so I'm going to sit down. So, Em, do you want to tell everybody what we're doing? And I don't know, where do we want to start? I'm so excited.
Where do we start? Okay, so today is big for us because we've been working really, really hard on, this is my neighbor walking by, on launching a few things today. And let's see, where do we even begin? I don't know where to start. We've been working hard. As many of you guys know, we are a very, 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 very tiny team with a really big vision, and we are mama lovers to the core. And we are incredibly passionate about mothers in general and what mothers can do in this world. We firmly believe that women, and mothers especially, have all the tools to save this planet. Basically, that's it. So our mission then became, how do we support mamas? Being moms ourselves, we know how hard it is to remember to do self-care. We know how hard we can be on ourselves and how we try to be everything for everybody. And it can take something quite small, actually, to infuse us with that feeling of, oh, I am taken care of. I am safe. I am loved. I got this. Okay, today, one step at a time, I got this. So what have we created, Satya?
Well, that is so well said. And this is the first time that we're going to have products on our site that are not just the cocoons, like ever. For 2 years, we've only sold cocoons. And so that was the start of our vision. And it's almost been 2 years. I think 2 years and about a month from now, really.
Yeah.
And so today we are officially launching a t-shirt, a new t-shirt. We will have limited quantities of our old t-shirts. We have like 3 or 4 of the first t-shirt we ever did. I think there's only 1 or 2 of those. So we've got teas, we've got bath salts, we've got belly butter, we've got the most gorgeous gift cards. They're just so fun. We've got another cocoon color, which is just amazing. And then we've got our new Mama bundle, which is kind of the biggest thing that we've been working on. I think it's one of the things I feel most proud of. I think, Emily, you do too, because we put a lot of time and love and energy into creating what we think is the most important thing you can do and get yourself as a mom going into your 4th trimester, or someone who's, or as a mom in your 4th trimester, because God, my postpartum experience was crazy. So if you guys are on our email list, you saw on Sunday, like literally, my mom would come over and say, hey, I'm going to take the baby for an hour. Go enjoy your hour. And I literally did not know what to do. Like, I literally didn't know what to do. I would freeze. I'd be like, I'm going to take a shower. I think I'm going to go do this. I ended up most of the times just taking a shower and then scrolling Instagram and feeling really depleted. And so Emily and I have worked together to kind of create a bundle of self-care products, 2 things for baby that are just so cute. You get a cocoon, you get lactation cookies, you get lactation teas, and it's all made by incredible women and mothers in the United States. One of our products, 2 of our products actually are made outside the United States, but they support incredible causes like women, marginalized women in India, and helping their families get fair wages and ways to support their family. It's all incredible. So should we start with just opening the box? I'm just so excited.
Let's dig in.
All right, hold on.
Like Sasha said, we've very carefully curated these products to make sure that they are products that we love and that we would use in our 4th trimester and beyond. And also to make sure that it is a diverse group of mamas and women. And we've found some incredible women and incredible products. So we're really excited to share this with you guys. And so is Pat, because you're going wild on the floor.
All right. So I think I'm upside down here, but I think it all works. I don't know. All right. So first of all, it comes in this ridiculously gorgeous box, because Emily and I are package geeks and just think that if you're going to spend the money on getting a gift for yourself or another mama, it should feel like the most beautiful thing that you could ever receive. It should have the same experience of opening something in that little blue Tiffany's box. Like, mama should get excited to receive something this gorgeous. So know that Emily and I and our team literally thought about what could be the most beautiful looking package, because honestly, like, I don't know, like, I love Amazon, but I'm so over getting stuff that's just thrown together into like a little pouch that's not thought of and not thoughtful or even earth conscious. And so just know that everything in here is plastic free, recyclable and made with love, and even packed with love. So without further ado, here we go. Oh my God, I even forgot about our cards. So each product that we have in the new Mama bundle comes with this gorgeous, like ridiculously gorgeous card that I've talked about for the last like 12 days, because
I love them.
I literally just want to like rub them. They're just so gorgeous. And this is for our yoni oil. And my favorite part, and this is only available to mamas who get the new Mama box, is that they come with what we're calling a section called Amma Magic. And Emily and I thought about rituals around how we do and use products. So for example, let me find a really, really good one. Let's see. Okay. Which one do you want to do, Em? I was just going to go for the yoni oil because I love that one.
Go for it. I love that one.
So yeah, so each product gets its own gorgeous card. I love this one. It's just so pretty. Okay, so this is the yoni oil card and our Amma Magic section. And I don't know if I explained it well. So for me, beautiful products inspire great self-care. Like if I have an amazing bottle of, I'm like anything, right? It could be champagne or it could be shampoo or it could be perfume or it could be nipple butter or it could be spray, like whatever it is, as long as it's like this beautiful thing that makes me feel good and makes me feel loved and cared for, I will always use it. So,
Yeah,
and for
me
me
too.
to continue to use things, I literally need a ritual. And so, you know, for me, like for example, last night I used a product that we'll talk about a little later, the bath salts. I used our bath salts and I literally make it a ritual. I make it like this beautiful thing. I light a candle. I put on, oh, I listened to our playlist this morning and last night. Guys, we have a Spotify free playlist called Amma, New Mama. Listen to it. It's so good. I turned that on last night. I filled up the bath. I put the salts in there. I lit a candle. And it was just magical. And it doesn't take a lot to create a ritual, right?
Right.
So, for example, here's the Yoni card, and on the back it says Amma Magic. And the ritual that we're suggesting is, if you are pregnant, apply the oil to your yoni and repeat this affirmation as many times as it feels authentic. I am grateful to you for opening like a flower. I'm excited to meet my baby. As you speak, visualize your cervix opening, your yoni expanding, and your baby being born gently and easily into this world. If you have given birth, thank your yoni as you apply the oil. Even a belly birth is supported by your female energy source. I love that.
That's so beautiful. So people are like, oh, that looks like a vagina. Yeah, that's the idea. Yoni is another word for it's just another word for like vulva and vagina and that whole area, right, Satya?
Yeah, I don't actually know the origins of yoni, but that's like I feel like the woo woo term for our vulva.
It's used often in like yoga and in yogic practices when you visualize that area of the body. So the yoni oil that's actually we're just reading about is oil for the vulva and the perineum, which is, and we're going to get into it because we're going to talk about every product, but giving love to that area obviously is a wonderful thing to do both before and
there is this baby bunny bonnet, and I think I mentioned it before, but this little bonnet is made in India. It's like ridiculously cute.
It's embroidered.
Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah.
And this hat actually goes and empowers women in India with fair wage, food, shelter, healthcare, education, and clean water, which is amazing. It's made with 100%, I don't know if it's pronounced GOTS or GOTS, organic cotton.
It's like double gauze, organic muslin.
And then you can put your kid's little name in there. I love it. It's so cute.
From Ellie Funde. It's amazing. And that one is for babies like 0 to 6 months, I believe.
Yep. There we go.
What do we have next?
And then next is our mushy swaddle blanket. It's also organic cotton. And right now, oh, and by the way, guys, you can choose your cocoon color. So that's one of those things that you choose. So if in your bundle you want to get black or natural or gray or the coral, you can do that. So don't think that you can only get the honey. So
this is the coral that Saki just mentioned that we launched last week.
Oh my God.
It's the direct sunlight. It's crazy. This is a gorgeous color too.
And then this is the muslin blanket. It's so ridiculously soft. I don't know why we don't sleep with like organic muslin. I would like to sleep in organic muslin.
Maybe that will go in the next box, Satya.
Adult swaddle blankets. It's so delicious. The color is amazing. All right. And then, okay, we've got lactation cookies from Totem, which are incredible. I've watched my kids eat these. Like, I'm gluten-free, but my kids devour them.
They're amazing. They are kosher, organic, and they can also be made vegan for my fellow vegans out there. With the right substitutes, you can make vegan cookies out of these too. They're insane. These are so good. and they will help. They will support your breastfeeding journey, and they also taste absolutely amazing. Yes. I was kind of obsessed with lactation cookies when I was breastfeeding.
So was I.
It was one of my favorite things.
Yeah, my mom would literally, and this was before I was gluten-free, she would come over and I would just devour cookies. It's also one of those things that, and I love what we wrote on our card about this, the Amma Magic, which was have somebody else make them for you, right? Especially if you've just given birth. Like the last thing you want to do is make some food for yourself. I feel like the most powerful thing that I came into when I became a mom was literally, it's not that I'm bad at delegating, but just asking for help and saying, hey, this, even if I'm not exhausted, asking for help when I'm not exhausted is the most empowering thing I get to do. When I get to say to my husband or my mom or my sister who was helping me at that time, like, hey, I would really like some cookies. Could you make some for me? As opposed to saying, hey, I'm so tired. Can I get some cookies, please? Like, totally, you don't need to be tired and exhausted to ask somebody to help you out. So if you can, try it.
True.
Try asking.
It's also a really sweet thing if you have an older kid that would want to help and support, help whomever is baking the cookies to help out and then give them to mama. It's a super, super sweet thing. You're okay, Happy. Happy here is talking about cookies and he wants them.
All right.
What do we have next?
So this is our nipple butter. It's made by a company called Among the Flowers, and they're artists here in the United States. Everything she does is by hand, and then she creates these gorgeous cards. So this is one of those things that Emily and I were like, do we want to do a card on our website? And then we're like, yeah, because now you can send gorgeous cards to your friends who've just had babies. And make it, like, I make it a ritual. Any of my friends who've had babies, like I usually send, you know, a baby shower gift, or I go to a baby shower, sometimes against my will. But you can send a card like 5 weeks postpartum, and what a nice surprise for her to get a card in the mail from someone who's thinking of her, right?
I love that. And also Rachel, our amazing team member who's on this little chat here, she says gift the card or put it up for yourself on an altar or vision board or the bathroom mirror.
I love that
as an affirmation.
Love you, Rachel. Yeah, so these are 2 of the 3 cards that are available. There we go. And then on our site, we also have belly butter. It's also made by this incredible company called Among the Flowers. Oh man, there we go. Oh, so good.
I know, it's ridiculous. It's like butter.
It's like butter.
I kind of have to stop myself from just like putting my tongue in here and eating this.
You're so funny. I love it.
It's
made by mamas here in California. This one is available as its own product on the site, and it comes with a card. You guys have no idea how much I love these cards.
Love our cards. It's the sweetest. They are gorgeous. I love them so much.
Like, I think I'm more excited about the cards than I have been over anything I've ever made and designed in the last 10 years. You don't even know how hard it is to find a good, like, it might be 15, it might be an hour, but you have to like figure out, you have to give yourself the time, the patience, and the practice of finding what works for you. So anyways, long story short is amazing products really do, at least for me, help center me and bring me into a place of relaxation.
Snapping my fingers.
Yeah.
I love it so much. And sometimes it's, you know, it's okay if you feel uncomfortable doing it too. Don't let that stop you. And Mama Gina actually said on our live that we did that you all should go watch. It was great. It's on our website. But she says sometimes, you know, diving into pleasure is like practicing, you know, when you dive into or when you hop into a cold plunge, when you do cold immersion. It doesn't feel pleasant at first and you don't want to do it, but then you sit in there and you begin to feel just how good it is for you, right? Sometimes that's what it feels like when you first start to explore your own pleasure. And what our ama, mama, madre, mare, or madre, mare. So much. Which all those words mean mom, ama, amma, actually means to breastfeed in Swedish, which is where we came up with this name. And then we realized that Amma also means mother, grandmother, spiritual teacher. Could not be more perfect. So this is our Amma Mama Madre Merti, and it will help fund Amma's Black Birth Worker Scholarship. So why do we have, yes,
I love
why
this
do we
t-shirt
have
so
that
much.
scholarship? Because we need more Black birth workers in this world, and there are many aspiring Black birth workers out there, and education, of course, can be quite expensive. Unfortunately, there are also a lot of aspiring Black birth workers that experience racism in the birth world, where it's very hard to get to the end goal where you become a midwife or a doula. And we want to help support the best we can by contributing to people's education. And especially for Black mamas, the statistics are quite horrific. We've talked about them plenty, and we don't need to dive into it right now because I also know that that's traumatizing to hear. But the reality is incredibly sad in the medical world. So for Black mamas to be able to, if they choose to, if they want to hire a midwife and a doula, especially if they are Black, that just helps them, like Hayes Hawk Rosen said in our live, that it just allows them to drop their shoulders because they have somebody who can truly support them.
My daughter literally was like, Mama, wear this slip and then wear this. And she's been like draping clothes on me. So now, and I love covering my ass. Like, I just love like having something like right over my booty. And I was like, this girl is like a total stylist. She gets me. And now, like, even with my shirt underneath, I'm like, I kind of like the vibe here.
It kind of works.
Maybe we should do like a whole how to style your shirt, because I don't even know the twirly thing that you're talking about. Is it just this?
You just like swirl it or twirl it, whatever the word is, and then I just tuck it in.
Tuck it into your pants?
Yes. Because I don't wear tight pants anymore. We're done with
I like it. I like it. It's so cute.
Yeah. I love it.
And it's basically true to size. I'm wearing a small actually, and I'm pretty busty. I'm a double D. I don't know if you can tell. But I am pretty petite in the arms and the ribs. Emily, what size do you have? I think small, right? I didn't give a small.
Actually don't know.
Oh, and another
I think it's a small,
detail
yeah.
that I love is our, let's call it size label. I love the details, guys. If you don't know that about me, like
It's all about the details. French tuck, baby. Will the gray shirt come back in stock again? Hi, Tessa.
If it's out of stock online right now, then I think we've decided that we're not going to do gray again, that we're going to stick with a couple of maybe other colors. But we're adults. We can always change our mind. Like, I forget who said that. Somebody the other day was like, we're not going to do this ever again. And then she's like, but you know what? I'm a grown-ass woman, so if I change my mind, I change my mind. And I was like, what? You change your mind? I was like, wait. You could literally say something and then like a year later be like, you know what? I've changed my mind. Yeah. I'm so by the book. If I told you something last year, I'm sticking to it. Right. And then I was like, oh my God, I could be a little bit more flexible. I'm sure you're seeing that flexibility these days, Em.
Yeah. we reserve the right to change our minds.
I like that.
And so also, if you guys really love something, you just let us know, because we also love to collaborate with our community. We love to know what you love. We love to know what you don't love, so that we can create stuff for you.
I love that Rachel's like, that was Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys. I'm like, somebody I know.
No, there is a story about her too in Untamed, where she's like, I can't remember that, but the lipstick chapter.
Oh my God, yes. Where
that
she said, I don't wear makeup, and then what's his name? Adam Levine goes into her dressing room and she's putting on makeup, and he's like, I thought you don't wear makeup, and she's like, I do.
Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Emily.
How are you?
I'm so good. Well, I'm locked in my bedroom while my children are in front of the TV, so I'm great.
We're both in our bedrooms, Mama.
Yes.
Do what you get to do.
Yes, I know. So good to see you. I'm so excited about this. We got so many amazing questions.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Our community has sent in some awesome, awesome questions. And we are so excited to have you with us today because this is such an important topic. And
Thank you.
we're going to get into it. But for those of you who don't know Sara, here's Sara Reardon, also known as the Vagina Whisperer. You are a board certified pelvic health physical therapist and mama in New Orleans.
Yes.
And we're talking to you today about the topic of the pelvic floor and pelvic health, which is a topic that, I mean, unless you're you, that you talk about much.
Yeah.
And it's such an important area of the body that affects our entire health and well-being for all humans, but especially for pregnant mamas and mamas who have been pregnant and have given birth. And for me personally, I didn't know much at all about the pelvic floor or my pelvic floor or exactly where it was or what function it had until I got pregnant for the first time.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I think that's the case for a lot of women. And my midwife was really the first one who broke it down for me. And I was shocked that I didn't know more about this incredible part of my body and the functions that it has. So that's what we're going to dive into today, which I'm super excited about. And somebody just asked if we can turn off the comments. Yes. Thank you for reminding me. We're turning those off so that we can see your face. But if you guys have questions, you can leave them in the question box. And we also have a lot of great questions to get into that I already have on my paper here that you guys sent in prior to this. And I'm so happy to see you guys on here because this is the good stuff. So first of all, what made you decide to start in this journey? Why do you do what you do?
Yeah, so I went to physical therapy school, like just traditional training, undergraduate and then postgraduate school. And I thought I was going to be a trainer for the New Orleans Saints. I was a runner and I wasn't into yoga yet. And I just loved being really active. But I think that there's something that as a woman, I was drawn to of, I kind of just want to understand this part of my body a little bit more. I didn't have any challenges. I just was like, oh, this is interesting. And so I did a residency rotation for a few months in Ann Arbor, Michigan, which just was an amazing opportunity to go to a really cool college town and, spend some time there. And I started doing women's health. And it's pelvic health. So I started seeing men and women together. And it was everything from peeing problems to pooping problems to pregnancy and birth and menopause. And I was just like, why isn't anyone teaching us about this? I mean, I just 3 years learning about our body and I got maybe this much on the pelvic floor. So I just loved working with the patients. I thought it was really amazing to help people with something they didn't know there was help for. And that just really impacts their life, like feet up to poop and not training. And then the other thing is with exercise, kind of learning how to engage these muscles with exercise. A lot of us are doing really high intensity exercise with CrossFit or weightlifting or running. Making sure that these muscles are strong and working well to meet the demands of that. And then other obvious things is we need to move. We sit all day in front of our computers.
Right.
Right now we're all working from home. These muscles need blood flow. They're going to get stiff and tight. And so just going for walk breaks, going for breathing breaks, of taking some big deep breaths to let those muscles soften during the day so they don't get kind of locked up. I think are just really simple things to start doing.
What about sitting in that? I mean, I would try to show you guys, but I'm wearing a short dress, so let's not do that. But sitting in a squat, like they do in a lot of Asian countries when they eat their food, they sit in a squat, in a low squat, and then they just eat their food. Yeah, is that something that is recommended to do a couple times every day, to just sit in that stretch?
Yeah, so that's a great question. And if you have tension, which a lot of us do, getting into that squat position is awesome. So I actually tell people to do it when they brush their teeth because it's twice a day that they're just hanging out for a minute and can get into that really low squat position.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that helps relax the muscles. So the only times you wouldn't want to do that is, you know, if you have prolapse or weakness already, that could maybe contribute more weakness, or if you have like pubic bone pain during pregnancy. But otherwise, it's like a child's pose. Yoga stretch is an alternative to that, but doing a deep squat is awesome. I mean, and that's how you keep your hips. I mean, you're in this space, and so you know, again, breastfeeding is something we just don't talk about enough. I mean, it's not as intuitive as you would think. It's not as socially acceptable as you would think. And I really struggled with this. I think I was so focused on my birth and my pelvic floor. Obviously, I just didn't really even think to educate myself on breastfeeding. But some of the things that we see with breastfeeding is, I'm going to get a little nerdy on y'all right now, but when you are breastfeeding, your estrogen levels are lower. So if you've ever given birth, you know, like a couple of days afterwards, you're like chills and sweats and shivering, and like it feels like you're going through menopause because your estrogen levels are plummeting. And that's to help your prolactin levels, your hormone levels. It's a Kegel contraction. Now, I don't want everyone doing Kegels while they're peeing because your muscles need to be relaxed while you're peeing. But you can try that one time to try to stop and then see if you have the ability to hold that contraction.
Right.
And then you translate that to say, okay, that's the right exercise. And now you go do it when you're sitting or standing or walking or, you know, other things. The other thing is you can use a mirror. So I actually have my patients, I have a mirror that I show my patients, like, I want you to watch what your muscles are doing. And it should kind of squeeze and lift up. Like you look at your hand, it lift up when you're contracting or doing a Kegel. And it should push out or flatten when you are bearing down to give birth or to have a bowel movement. And that's actually how I teach women to push properly, which is the opposite of a Kegel, pushing, to push when they're giving birth, because nobody teaches us that. So it's the opposite of a Kegel. So I can teach them how to use a mirror to kind of push, but then also do a contraction so that after giving birth, they know how to contract and kind of pull those muscles up.
Right. Oh, that's great. That's so great. Somebody else said, queefing, how to fix it. How do I fix it?
So maybe we should just say what queefing is. I'm assuming everybody knows, but queefing is like vaginal farts. So it is common postpartum.
Yeah.
And what happens is air gets trapped in the vagina and
Squat when we brush our teeth. I know I am.
Yeah.
And thank you so much again. We hope to talk to you soon.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Good morning. How are you, Mama?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. How are you guys?
So many hearts.
So many hearts. How's everything going? How is everyone doing? It's so
I'm good.
You're good. I love it. I love it.
So Emily and I wanted to hop on today just to like hang out, see if people have questions, not necessarily having to do with Amma, but like just general questions. And we wanted to get to know you guys and yeah, just touch bases. Oh, thank you guys. Your smiles are contagious. So I think today we'll do a little bit more interactive where you guys post in the comments section and literally we chat. Yeah. You can also send questions through the question chat box. Somebody posted saying they love you, Emily.
Oh my gosh. I love you.
The thing about Emily, which I think you guys totally get, is like she's really, really amazing. Like amazing. If there's anybody who's it would be hard to find somebody who's more thoughtful, kind, generous than the Baldonis.
Oh my God.
It's true. And you know what? You could just say, yeah, it is true.
Yeah, no, I'm taking it in. Trust me, I'm taking
It's true.
it in. And I love you. Thank you. And that means so much coming from you. And I always cry when you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we feel so blessed. I actually love, you know what I've noticed, that when we do these things, we very often start with gratitude towards each other, like how much we love each other. And and I'm so grateful that we can do that. And it's real. It's not like, something we're doing because that's what we should be doing. I really love and adore you guys. And it's the most amazing thing to be in business with just badass, rock star, gorgeous, beautiful souls.
Yeah.
So, and that's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
'Cause
I
we
see a
are
lot of people from Paris.
What was that?
I said, I see
Hi.
a lot of people from France and Paris. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Comment ça va? Cool. So question.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Guys, feel free to ask questions. Totally interactive. Doesn't need to necessarily be about Amma. It could be about anything that's going on right now in the world, with your lives, with your health. And if we can't answer them, we'll write it down somewhere, and we will like literally hit up people that we know who know the answers. So ask your questions.
I see
Oh my God.
one here, and I think it's actually a friend of mine from just a different lifetime in Sweden, Maja Långbacka. You changed your name, du har bytt namn. I think that's you. Hey. And she's asking, is the cocoon coming in wool? Just to go back to the cocoon. We haven't actually thought of that, or have we?
Not in wool, only because of like scratchiness.
Itchy and scratchy, yeah. Especially for baby and the baby skin. But, you know, hey.
So I see some questions that people have asked in the question boxes. So the first question that came was, I'm pregnant with my second and nervous about deciding on a VBAC or scheduling another C-section. I have the coolest story, and I hope my friend does not get upset with me about sharing this, but I have a friend who just had a VBAC twin breech vaginal birth. I was like, and she carried her twins to 39 weeks. I was like, wait, what?
My goodness.
So my point is like, and this happened like a week and a half ago, anything is possible. Like literally anything is possible. And she literally was like, I cannot wait to tell you the story. I had the best team. And I think like when it comes to birth and VBACs and not knowing, you know, first check in with yourself, you know what to do, right? We all know what to do. And whether this has to do with birth or not birth is like the same, it's the same process, right? It's like, check in with yourself. Do you really want to commit to whatever it is, right?
It's on the screen. I have a little heart on my cheek.
That's fun.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
All right. Well, I mean, again, this is my personal opinion. I believe that everybody deep down, actually, I read something interesting, and I don't know if this relates to you, but I read yesterday that can you remember your partner before the hurt? Before the pain, before it became less than magical, right? And it's really like resonated with me because I was thinking about relationships, partnerships, you know, non-marital relationships as well. And you're like, oh, wow, when I think about that person, and we sometimes when we have partners who don't want to support us, or partners that may feel, let's just say, that they don't want to support us, sometimes there's to talk with you.
Right. So you schedule the time.
You schedule the time when there's no children, nothing happening, and you can have conversation. And nonviolent communication is really...
Hey!
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm well.
Good.
Everyone, this is Hayes Hawk. And Hayes, you are an advanced doula, student midwife, life coach, spiritual mentor, mama, all of the things.
All the things.
And we are so honored to have you here with us today to talk about ancestral technology in pregnancy, birth, and beyond, specifically African ancestral technology.
Wow,
and
amazing name.
I am so excited because we have so much to learn from you today.
Oh, thank you.
So thank you for being here. I'm so happy to see you guys joining us. I might actually, I'm going to turn off the comments so that they don't scroll over your face. But if you guys want to leave us questions, you can do so in the question box. So, oops, which I just accidentally opened. Oh, Hayes, you're going to have some patience with me because I'm a bit of a mess when it comes to technology. But there we go.
You did it.
I did it. So we're gonna dig into your journey specifically, which I am really, really excited to do. But I figured it would be good to begin with some history.
Okay.
And talk about granny midwives and who they were and how and with whom they practiced and who they helped and the persecution that happened and how it continues to happen. But I would just love to hear a little bit about that from you. And I found a very short quote here by Shafia Monroe
Love her.
that really stood out to me. Yeah. She said, one of the darkest moments in U.S. history was the systematic eradication of the African American midwife from her community, resulting in a legacy of birth injustices.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, would you mind sharing with our followers, the people that are with us today and who will be watching this, a little bit about the history?
Yeah, so the granny midwives, like you mentioned, were, you know, women who took care of the community and usually also birth in the white community.